When we were coding our Surge smart contract, I told you that the contract we deployed on Remix will actually not be uploaded to the real blockchain. We were interacting with a testnet, a solution that allows the developers to build and to test their code. So, what is actually a testnet? We already know quite a lot about blockchains. We know that they are built from individual blocks, that they are storing entire transaction history, and that they are also growing thanks to the different consensus mechanisms. Well, imagine now a parallel space where all the things I just mentioned are also happening, are also applied. This space allows different blockchains to exist, and they are built from individual blocks. They store entire transaction history, and they also use consensus mechanism. The difference is that this space is purely experimental and does not require any gas fees and is not used for any real interactions. So what you can see on this slide is the real blockchain network and then the experimental blockchain network that mimics the original blockchain that is then developed in the test space. They are also known as the mainnet and the testnet. And what is important here to understand is that blockchains existing in the testnet are most usually inheriting all the characteristics of the main blockchain, all the rules and all the behaviors that happen there. And what developers do in that experimental space below, they, for example, take Bitcoin, create a one-to-one copy in the test space, and start implementing different solutions. They implement some updates, they implement some changes, and then they test it so that they can see how this new blockchain behaves and how it will impact the entire network, what will happen. So basically, any mistake that they make through this testing process will not affect the real state of the blockchain. And thanks to that, we have all the different amazing tools which are developed thanks to the existence of the testnets. As for the key characteristics, first of all, as I said, it doesn't have any effect on the actual blockchain. You can think of it as a playground for experimenting with new updates, new features, and new solutions. Moreover, it's not only a space for developers, but also for the end users like me and you, because developers can use them to experiment with the upgrades that they're building, but the end users can also simulate operations with their crypto funds through actually switching from the mainnet to testnet, which I will show you in a second. Lastly, the testnets have their own native currency, so their own cryptocurrency, which is mimicking the actual native currency of the blockchains that they are imitating. And the important thing to know here is that these cryptocurrencies cannot be transferred between the networks, so they cannot be transferred from the testnet to the mainnet and the other way around. Okay, so let's just have a look at how the testnet works from a user perspective. What I want to do is to send some tokens from my address to another address in the testnet, in the development network. What I will use is my MetaMask wallet extension, where I'm currently using the Ethereum mainnet. What I need to do is to change it. Very important point, don't forget that. Change it to Goerli test network. If you don't see it on your account, you may need to click on the show and hide link, which will take you to the settings where you need to turn the toggle on so that you can see the testnets available to you. And coming back, clicking here, I will change to Goerli test network, which is one of the Ethereum test networks that they work with, which is using the Goerli ETH, which is the native cryptocurrency of this particular test network. And what I want to do now is to send some Goerli to another address. And in order to do that, I need to find that address. So to show you some Google research in action, we can have a look at the search bar and say Goerli testnets random address. So if I'll go here into the results, you can see that I have one of the results with a contact address, which is also located on the goerli.etherscan.io. As you can see, the address is very similar to the Etherscan. However, in this case, we are using the Goerli part of the address so that you know that what you see is actually the transaction history of that experimental network, not of the actual Ethereum blockchain. And what I can do is that I can copy this address to my clipboard, open MetaMask, and again, making sure that I'm on the test network, I can now send some Goerli, paste this address, and as you can see, it was detected. So what we can do is to send 005 ETH. If I will click next, as you can see, what I can check is the estimated gas fee. So I can here play around with different transactions that I would like to execute in the real network. And then I can click on confirm and wait for the transaction to be approved. In the meantime, what I can show you is actually how you can get the Goerli on your account, because it may not be that obvious. What we can type in Google is Goerli faucet, like this. And if we'll click on the first link, this is a website that allows you to receive the token of the test network that you can then play with. What you need to do is to sign up with your Alchemy profile, create a new one, and then you can provide your address so that you can receive some ETH. The address you can take directly from your MetaMask extension and copy it from here. As you can see, my transaction failed for some reason. If we will have a look at the activity log, we can see that there was an issue with the test network. It was first submitted, confirmed, and then it encountered an error. As you can see, not everything always goes well, but if we'll try another time, most probably it will go through and we will be able to see that the transaction was approved in result.